Hello everybody, Qualia Quartz here, back with another 20 album cover banner designs. A lot of people really took a liking to these, so here I am again with another new set of albums. And I'm gonna keep making more of these as I continue to get more requests from you guys, and I continue to offload a lot of my backlog because I've designed a lot of these already. Without further ado, let's start with one of the most requested albums from that last video. In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. I have been fooling around with this one for a while. Take a white banner, give it the black squiggly border, put a red skull on it, give it a red skinny cross, cover the entire bottom half with black, put in the white spikes on the bottom, and then give it a red border and you got this guy. It is I didn't get it quite right the first few times, and it's still really silly in its final product. This is possibly one of the funniest end products that I've ever gotten to. Even funnier that it is the most accurate that I've been able to get it. This guy is full on going, ah! But I mean, like, the original album cover's kind of doing that too, so yeah, it's pretty accurate. Up next, an extremely easy one, Animal Collective's Merriweather Post Pavilion. Like, there's really no explaining I have to do here. Purple gradient on the bottom, lime bricks. A lot of people pointed this one out in the last video, so I thought it would be worth highlighting more. Up next, we have Relationship of Command by At the Drive-In. Take a yellow banner, give it a black stripe on the left, do the skinny brown stripes, give it a black triangle on top, make the entire right side yellow, make the bottom section orange, and then put some black spikes on the bottom. This is one of my favorite designs. Up next, we have California by Mr. Bungle. Take a white banner, give it a red creeper face, make the entire right-hand side white, and this is the interesting part. Make the bottom half black 3 times in a row to really darken this line, so that then when you make the entire bottom half white as the last step, it really stands out. It's very incremental, but it does make this line a little bit darker and matches the cover a little bit better. Up next, we have the Great Annihilator by Swans. Take a red banner, give it a black X, do the black squiggly border, cut off the top and the bottom with red, and then put black spikes on the top and bottom. Usually I like to do the clean border to have those edges, and then I just kind of roll with the lines that it makes on the side, but in this case it really messes up with the infinity symbol. So for this one, spikes it is. Up next we have Cross by Justice. This one was requested in the comments. Take a black banner, put a yellow stripe down the middle, add a yellow triangle on the bottom, and then a yellow diamond in the middle, and then repeat those steps in black. So all you get is that faint yellow outline of the cross. To all the Kyles out there, you're welcome. Up next, we have Bright Green Field by Squid. Take a lime banner, give it a brown creeper face, make the entire top half lime, make the entire right side lime, add a white block to the top, and then give it a light blue gradient from the top. Up next, since y'all want more Radiohead, here's Kid A. Give a white banner a light blue gradient from the top, give it a white diamond, a white triangle from the bottom, a white squiggly banner, some red spikes on top, and then a black gradient from the top. Up next, the comments on the last video really wanted some King Gizzard, so here's Nonagon Infinity. There will be more, trust me. We take a red banner, give it some green spikes on top, give it a brown block on the bottom, also give it some green spikes, add a black gradient from the bottom, a yellow triangle, and a black flower pattern. A lot of them are pretty daunting, but stay tuned, there will be more King Gizzard. Up next, we have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. I also received a lot of comments for some Kanye. Take a green banner, give it a lime gradient from the bottom, add this black triangle, a red border, and then block it off on the top and the bottom with red. Up next, we have Come In by Weatherday, which starts out as a white banner that we give a brown gradient on top. We cut the entire right side to be white, give it a black border, a black triangle on the bottom, a black circle, and then a white circle on top to create this outline for the head. If you don't do this black circle, then the head is gonna blend into the background. Also one of my favorite designs, and shout out Sputnik. Up next, I got several Metallica requests in the comments, so I created Master of Puppets. Take a black banner, give it a white border, do 2 triangles from the bottom to create this little logo, give it a red gradient, add a white block on the bottom, and then give it brown spikes. Up next, this is a weird one. I have several versions of Emergency and I by the Dismemberment plan. The alternate cover came out pretty well, but the one with the silly orange dude is obviously the one that most people want. This is the best I could get it, but it didn't really come out perfectly. Take a cyan banner, give it light blue stripes, make the top half yellow, give it a red gradient, and this is where you got options. If you want to go with the nice clean alternate cover, just add a gray globe pattern and then a black notch apple pattern. But these two, ay. This guy kind of came out looking like a Dorito with a neck beard, and this guy just looks like one of those fish going up to the camera and saying, "Hey, I really wish I was able to come up with something a little better than this fish guy, but that's what I got. Let me know if y'all have any other ideas. Anyways, up next we have Wallsocket by Underscores. Another request from the comments that it just so happened that I had already designed prior. Take a white banner, give it a light blue squiggly border, block it off on the bottom with white, give it a light gray triangle on the bottom, add a light blue circle in the middle, add a light blue triangle on the top, and then block it off on the top with light blue. This one's a little awkward because I wish I could chop up the base of this gray triangle, make it look a little more accurate that way, but you work with what you got. Up next we have one of my favorite hip hop albums, Hiding Places by Billy Woods. Take a red banner, give it a black gradient on top, give it the brown brick patterns, put a gray block on top, give it white spikes and a white border, and then put a green block on top. Up next, another comment request that I just so happen to have already designed, Space Heavy by King Krule. Take a red banner, give it a blue gradient on top, and then give it a red gradient on the bottom to push the gradient up a little bit. Add a black stripe down the middle, make the entire bottom half red, and then add this light gray diamond. Up next, this was another comment response, and I can never remember this album's name. Born into Trouble, As the Sparks Fly Upward by the Silver Mount Zion Memorial Orchestra. A proper mouthful, typical of post-rock. You start with a red banner, give it a black diamond, chop the diamond in half with a red triangle on the bottom right, give it a black squiggly border, add a red stripe down the right, give it a black snout pattern for the telephone wires. I don't use this pattern all that much. And then give it some black stripes. I really like the way that this one came out. You can see the shape of the bird and the power lines. I wish I could tone down the stripes a little bit as it makes the cover look a little busy, but you look at the actual album cover, you kind of have to. Oh boy, here comes the final three. Up next, another comment request. We have Plantasia by Mort Garson. Take a white banner, give it a red triangle on the bottom, give it some red spikes on top, a white border, a green circle, a lime skull, and then a green flower symbol. And now we're looking pretty planty. Up next, we have By the Time I Get to Phoenix by Injury Reserve, another one that was requested a few times that I've already previously designed. Take a red banner, give it a black gradient on the bottom, a black triangle on the bottom, a yellow stripe, and then a red stripe to create that horizon line, a red gradient from the top to make everything that much more washed out, and then a white circle. This is one of the first ones I did back in 2021 that made me realize how cool these album banners are. And now for our grand finale. This is like seriously the most requested thing I've ever seen. I swear the overlap between Weezer fans and Minecraft fans is just one big circle. We have the Blue Album by Weezer. Take a white banner, give it a pink cross, some blue stripies, make the top half light blue, give it some black spikes, add a light blue box to this top left corner, and then border it off with light blue. This one frustrated me for a while, but I wanted to get it really good for all you Weezer fans out there. If I had one more edit that I could do, then I would have made the bottom look a little cleaner, but I had to work within the limitation of 6 edits. And if that still ain't enough for all you Weezer fans out there, I got something coming. That's right, we're going up top Weezer Mountain. Behold one of the stupidest things I've ever built in Minecraft, a giant Blue Album. If you want to jump scare your friends by building this in their base, this is how. I think you can visually get the gist here. I'm not going to explain it all. It's this same process with different colors for the white boys, and then this part is so simple I don't really need to talk about it. Oh, this is so cursed. And those were the 20 album cover designs for this video, but in case you still want a few more, I'll give you some freebies. Here's Donda by Kanye West, here's the White Album by the Beatles, here's Struggler by Genesis Owusu, and here's Zero by Ichiko Aoba. I probably said that wrong. Boom, I gave you more than you asked for. Also, some quick things right before the end of the video. I got a comment suggestion from Fleef69, nice username, to put a creeper face in before the black borders. And this does convey the boys in the water pretty good, but it also adds the creeper eyes into the background and makes it a little awkward. I was trying to come up with ways to block them out so that it's only the bottom part, but it's a little awkward because the water is the top layer. But I guess you could abstractly see it as two of the boys in a weird spot. I think they both work in their own right, but this one would be the clear winner if I managed to find a way to remove the eyeballs. Other quick note, I swear I'm not colorblind. Pretend this was always orange. Yes, this is always what it's been like. Oh, get out of here. And I'm so cool and I never make mistakes ever. And that'll do it for me this video. Thank you so much for watching. There will be more videos like this. I don't know if it'll be as immediately as this one, but there will be more, trust me. Thank you for watching. Don't get Weezered. Have a good day.